Birmingham vs Aston Villa, September 2002. The Rocky Lane video shows around 200 hooligans from both sides fighting a brutal running battle ahead of the explosive match. Dozens of yobs are seen brawling and throwing bottles and crates at each other in Rocky Lane, Nichelles, around an hour before the St Andrews match, which Blues won 3-0. The footage of what has now been dubbed by hooligans as the Battle of Rocky Lane also shows one man attacking others with a metal pole. The running battle was apparently a prearranged fight between Blues thugs, called Zulus, and Aston Villa yobs, known as Villa Hardcore. It involved around 200 hooligans and was the worst soccer violence to erupt in Birmingham for several years. Rival fans were armed with CS gas canisters, batons, knives, and makeshift weapons made of billiard balls in socks. In total, there were 41 arrests on the night, all for a variety of public order offences. Later, around 30 suspected soccer yobs were arrested in a series of dawn swoops. Since the violence, a number of fans pleaded guilty to charges of violent disorder. As bottles rain down and fighting breaks out, another officer can be heard instructing the cameraman to get some faces. He then reels off a list of names of people he recognizes involved in the violence. After a few minutes, a police van arrives at the scene and the recording ends. The return fixture in March didn't get much better, with more clashes between hooligans. Running battles broke out between football thugs and police in riot gear, following the return Villa v Blues match in March, which Birmingham won 2-0. A total of 27 supporters were charged with public disorder after 31 fans were arrested on the night. Zulus member Ross told us it was a prearranged fight between two firms who hate each other. I thought we got the better of it, but at the end of the day, the police moved in and managed to get it under control. Villa have never been and never will be a threat to the Zulus. The only reason Villa even turned up was because they had Rangers, Chelsea and Millwall with them that day. I think they have turned Nazi or some right-wing shite. I just don't get this amalgamating with other firms, especially right-wing ones. What's that all about? We have always been proud of our mixed roots. Many black and mixed lads have been Zulus over the years. How many black or mixed Villa do you see? Not many. Maybe there's a reason for that. There was only 60 of us, taking on 150 Villa, Chelsea and Millwall, and they still couldn't beat us. This is the thing about Birmingham. We really hate each other. Other cities like Liverpool, the rivalry is friendly. They don't hate each other, but when you're from Birmingham, you hate all your rivals. We hate Villa, Wolves and West Brom, and they all hate each other. It's weird like that. A weird area, really. Anyway, that's my view on things. Villa Hardcore member Ryan told us, "We got off at Aston Station, then walked to O'Reilly's. There must have been 200 Villa Hardcore by 6 p.m. They were in Shanahan's half a mile away, and another phone call told me the game was on. One of our spotters rushed in and shouted, 'They're here, they're coming down the road.' We rushed out of the pub, and they were already jogging down the lane towards us. Must have been 50 of them. Zulus, they chanted, and one of them was swirling a metal pipe around his head. We met them head-on after a bit of posturing we laid into them. It wasn't easy because you could see the police watching and waiting at the side of the road. We knew we were being filmed, but some of us had ski masks on and hoods over our heads. Others weren't so clever and were clearly on view, but their excitement had gotten the better of them. More Villa were coming from behind, but due to the road narrowing, they couldn't join in the fighting, but were pushing the ones at the front into the Blues fans. They had weapons and were using them. Bottles, gas canisters, bricks and billiard balls were being flung by them and back by us. It was bedlam. Eventually, the police vans arrived and drove into the Villa fans behind me and scattered them. We backed off there or get arrested. The police forced us back towards O'Reilly's and the Blues opposite direction. Blues did okay to be fair, but they brought the police with them. If it hadn't been for the police intervention, they would have been hammered. They still moan that they only had 60 against our hundreds, but it was their fight. They organised it, yet couldn't bring a decent firm. The police arrested some of ours straight away and many more over the next few months. Was it worth it doing time for the Blue Noses? Absolutely, the hatred is intense, so any advantage we get on them is worth paying for, and since 2002 Rocky Lane we have the bragging rights, and only a major blues revival will change this, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. We thank Ross and Ryan for their recollections of the night's events. It's clear from the video Villa had a numerical advantage, so fair play to the Zulus for their audacity and stand mentality. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to get notifications of future videos. It really helps our channel.